Welcome back. This is Arise News. You're watching the morning show with me, Bilal Abi. Before we went on break, once again, thank you for being here. Before we went on break, we were talking about the security situation in Nigeria and also the security services. I wanted to go back to the fact that we continually have this conversation around restructuring local policing. Everywhere in the world where local policing has worked, it has worked because the people understand their neighbors, they live in the communities, they're part of the communities. Why do we keep on having this conversation, but we're not changing anything?
I really don't understand why, because there's a bill in the National Assembly right now for the creation of state police. And they're sitting on it. I just don't know, because I remember very well, before this government came into power, when they were campaigning, state policing was one of the points they were using in their campaigns. And I was thinking that by the time they come into government, that will be one of the first things they do. And it has not happened yet, because many people see the police as a coercive force, you know, belonging to the government in power, you know, to use the teeth of government, you know, that you will use on your own. And they believe that if they create state police will now be used by governors who are even in the opposition against them, against the federal. But that is not what state policing is all about, you know, because we have federal laws. These federal laws are enforced by the federal police. And if you create state police, there will be a federal police like the DSS. The SSS can be the federal, like we have the FBI. And then you have the state police enforcing state laws.
And even local government police.
Local government like sheriffs. Even the university I attended have a university police in the United States.
Yes, they do.
So why can't we do this? And I think it's because of that political will, where people feel that the police is our own to use. I can send the EFCC to go and harass my
However, there's been
opponents.
criticism that the reason why this is not happening is because the security services are dominated by Northerners. What do you say to that?
You see, that is one thing. That is one thing that I think that the president himself should address. Because when you have, many criticisms have come, where they say that, okay, if you have the national security meeting, the Security Council meeting, if that Security Council meeting sits, they could actually successfully conduct their proceedings in Hausa Fulani language.
Because of the number of people.
Because of the number of people that are there. Only 3 people are not Hausa Fulani.
Wow.
In that Security Council. And that is something that the president should address. I don't know whether he mistakenly did that or he purposely did that. But if he's going to be the president of Nigeria, I think he should address this, because Nigerians are worried about it. Look at the situations that are happening right now. Many people believe that the Fulani headsmen are they are untouchable because he is from them. And the security agencies cannot go out and do anything because they are part of them. And these are the realities, you know, and these are the realities. As long as he does not address it, people will talk.
So one of the things also that I've been reading a lot about is the fact that there's always an ideology issue around ethnic cleansing. And so there have been some international organizations that said this is ethnic cleansing, and there have been some local rebuttals that saying that actually this is not an ideological issue. This is more of a practical, and it's seasonal, because it really is directly linked to the movement of cattle. What is your take on this, and do you think that this has some sort of undertones of ethnic cleansing? There
are many variables involved, whereby we have, it could be ethnic cleansing, because you are actually killing a particular tribe, eliminating them. Because when you start to kill babies, and then you start to kill women, what are you trying to do? You don't want them to produce again, and then the ones that they are produced, you are killing. That is ethnic cleansing. It is, you could call it a religious one because the people that are fighting are usually Muslims and the people that are being killed are Christians. So what is that?
That's ideology that comes in there.
Ideological, fight. So these are the problems that we have where you have to, excuse me, where you have to look at what is happening among in fact,
the different players.
Among the different scenarios that are being created here. So it could be ethnic cleansing, it could be religious, some people call them jihadists, because what is the reason for jihadism is to go out and then attack people that don't believe in your faith.
Sure.
And then of course we've recently even heard where they said that the British government has said that there are some ISIS jihadists being sent into Nigeria. And if those people come into Nigeria, what are they coming to do? Is to carry out the same
jihad philosophy,
objectives. So that's where we are.
So one of the issues that people are saying international and also locally is that we're actually not addressing the real issue, which you touched on a little bit, which is the issue of climate change.
Yes.
Which is deforestation.
Yes.
How is that causing an insecurity in Nigeria, and why are we not talking about that? Because obviously, if deforestation is moving people into areas that they're not used to being, that is a problem.
Yes. You see, the Sahara Desert itself continues to expand. And the whole of northern Nigeria, if you look at maps of northern Nigeria in the past 20 years or so, you see where the forest stops. And then if you look today, it has really come down. So deforestation is going on, whereby people now, especially the herdsmen, need green grass to feed their cow. So they have to move them to greener pastures. And as they move towards the south, they pass through farmlands, because there's no particular route that they are following. They are just moving.
There's no cattle road.
Yeah, there's no cattle route. So that's the problem. And as they move through that whole area, they ravage the farms, and then the farmers wake up in the morning to come and see all their sweat and work just damaged like that. And they start looking for the cattle, the herdsmen.
Which I guess the same relationship that the herdsmen have with the cow is what farmers have with their land.
Oh, definitely, because that's your means of livelihood. If it is gone, then you starve to death. So you have to protect it. And that is where the clash comes into play. Now, many solutions have been preferred by either government or individuals. We should do ranching, we should do all kinds of things. Earlier, the Fulani people came out to say, no, we don't do ranching, because moving with our cows is our tradition. It's our culture. We move with them, we sleep with them. The next day we wake up and we move again. And the people are saying, no, do ranching. Because, in fact, if you do ranching, the cows will rest. And
they probably produce more.
Oh, yeah, and then the beef will be better. You know why McDonald's is not in Nigeria?
Why?
Because they can't use our beef. They can't use our beef, it's too strong.
It's too tough.
Yeah, it's too tough. It's not tender. And they will not allow them to import beef into Nigeria. So they said, okay, we're not coming to Nigeria. Wow. That's why you don't have McDonald's here. So these are the things that they could do. Ranch these cows, let them rest, eat, and then produce, and then they...
So, I mean, one of the things that people rarely talk about is that it requires a huge shift in, a paradigm shift, a shift in mentality, shift in thinking, and also skills development.
Yes.
Because if you've always grown up as a nomadic, in a nomadic lifestyle, and you believe that is your life, that is a huge change to sort of go into ranching, which is much more industrialization.
Yes, and it's a better business, it gives you more money, but at the same time, they are not used to it. And then, of course, Again, you might even need some kind of education to do that,
You
to
do.
do ranching.
Yes.
You know, so these are the issues, and they can be addressed. You know, if government is very serious, get these people, talk to them, and then give them the rudiments of what it takes to do ranching instead of.
As we close out this
wondering.
segment, the one thing we still haven't seen are any prosecutions of, or any arrest of the herdsmen. Why is that, and what will it take to actually see something?
Well, this morning as I was coming, I just got some information that some of the people that caused were involved in the Plateau killings were arrested. And, okay, fine. But my problem with them is that no arrest has led to prosecution. The first thing you will see, maybe by today or tomorrow, you see them being paraded on television, that these are the people that did it, and then later they will lock them up. Then later they might show them up in court, and then after a while, everybody forgets it, and then that's the end of it.
Yep.
Even the terrorists that are being arrested by the State Security Service are locked up there. In fact, there was a time they tried a jailbreak, you know. Now, why don't you just get them to court and get them to jail so that it will even serve as deterrent to those people who are planning their own? So these are the problems that we have.
We're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we want to talk about what happens to the victims of these killings and the families of them. Please stay tuned.